My name is Kathleen Colson, but in northern Kenya they call me Mama Rungu. I first came to Africa as a student, and since then I've returned many times for work and on behalf of humanitarian efforts. Now I work on behalf of the people from northern Kenya as the founder of the BOMA Fund. Northern Kenya is one of the most remote and dramatic places on the African continent. It is a stunningly beautiful landscape of ancient mountains and harsh deserts. It is also neglected. Roads are poor or non-existent. Food and clean water are scarce. Schools lack even the basic supplies. Ethnic conflicts and raids from bandits crossing porous borders in Ethiopia and Somalia are a constant threat. It is the home of vibrant communities of pastoral nomads whose livelihood depends upon the sale of livestock. And when drought strikes, as it did in 2006, the cattle die. And so do the people. In 2006, 85% of the livestock perished in the worst drought in 50 years, bringing tremendous hardship and famine. So a friend from the village of Karari asked me to help. Now I make treks to northern Kenya twice a year, each time for a month. I stay in the villages, but still we must bring our own petrol, water, and food. When I take Kenyans to northern Kenya for the first time, they are shocked by the hunger and poverty. They say to me, "This cannot be Kenya." Last year I was at an event where one of the most prominent political leaders of Kenya spoke. He said that this was only the second time he had been to northern Kenya. He had no idea that there was a part of Kenya so neglected, so poor, and he was ashamed. When I founded the BOMA Fund, I spent a lot of time listening to the people. I drank many cups of tea under the thorn tree, listening to their hopes and their dreams and their problems. That time spent listening has informed one of BOMA's most important guiding principles, that locals must lead in the development and leadership of all of our programs. Our second guiding principle is that we will focus on the development of income as our strategy to alleviate poverty. We will do this by improving the capacity of individuals to earn a sustainable income from diverse sources. We will give the poor people in Lysamis district the resources and skills to determine their own futures. And we will do this within the context of their own rich traditions and heritage. BOMA started in just 2006, but we've done a lot in 3 years as we cultivate working relationships with the people. When the drought hit, we provided famine relief. And during the drought, when there were no cattle to sell to pay for school fees, we provided the funds so that 231 students would not have to drop out of school. Our Women's Groups Grants Project has provided funds to 72 women's groups, all in support of their business and community enterprises, an essential source of income and savings for their members. Our Cows for Kids program has provided over 750 cows and goats to families in need, providing an important source of nutrition and income. Those programs informed the development of what is now our core program, the Rural Entrepreneur Access Project, or REAP. REAP helps people, mostly women, start small businesses with grants and training and mentoring. The security concerns and lack of infrastructure meant microlenders would not come to our area. In fact, 70% of the poor in Africa cannot access microlending programs, so BOMA provides small grants to help poor people start businesses. REAP's local leaders are the 2 business mentors in each village. BOMA provides mentors with extensive training so that they can, in turn, teach the poor how to run a small business. We take mentors on field trips so that they can get ideas for new enterprises that could be introduced to their village. Mentors help villagers form trust groups of 5 people who will run a business. The mentors also teach business skills in marketing, record keeping, group dynamics, and savings. And then the groups receive their first grant of 7,600 shillings or $100. After a few months, if the ventures are doing well, they receive a final grant of $50. 50, but they will be watched over by the mentors for the next 2 years. The new businesses become a sustainable and diverse source of income in a local economy. Local people leading, local people providing support, entrepreneurial businesses providing an income for women for the first time in their lives. Now in the village we have a bakery, a laundry, shops selling fabrics, paraffin, beads, skins and hides, and fruits and vegetables. I received a message a few weeks ago from Atar Amin, one of our business mentors in the desert village of Khor. She told me, "Mama Rungu, everyone is so busy now. They're busy doing business. They have hope. They have money to pay for things and to feed their children." REAP provides an income to women who want a better life for their children, and REAP will benefit all of the ethnic groups in our region: the Rendile, the Turkana, the El Molo, the Arial, and the Samru. What we are doing is more than just about making an income. It is about nourishing the human spirit so that the people can solve their own problems. We help the people of Lysamus gain the power of self-confidence and the dignity of self-reliance. In 2009, BOMA will launch 200 businesses in 4 villages, affecting the lives of 1,000 people, 90% of whom will be women. In 2010, we plan to launch 560 businesses in 7 villages, affecting the lives of 2,800 individuals and their families. And this we know also. REAP is replicable and scalable. We can do more if we get the funding, bringing REAP to over 20 villages, bringing hope for a better future for the children. Dining for Women members, you have given us the opportunity to start businesses in the village of Loangalani, an oasis town on the shores of Lake Turkana, a jade sea in the desert. It is home to the Turkana and an ethnic group with the smallest population in Kenya, the El Molo. A gift of $15,000 will launch 60 businesses for women in and around the village. Your gift will impact the lives of over 300 women and their families. I know there are those that ask, why help people in this remote part of Africa when there are so many needs right here in the U.S.? Our families and our communities should and do remain our first priority. But our lives are intricately woven into the web of life that includes families halfway across the globe. Northern Kenya is poor and vulnerable. It is a place where extremists can have an influence. Burdened by neglect, it is also a place where new diseases can emerge. That is why we must act as citizens of the world on behalf of women who are part of our greater community as we confront a tide of poverty that will surely overcome us unless we do something soon. I know if we act as the catalyst, bringing resources and skills to help people start businesses, then women will be able to improve their lives and the lives of their children. You can be part of creating social change in one of the most remote parts of Africa, bringing hope and the dignity of self-reliance. On behalf of the women of Northern Kenya, it is my hope that you will join me on this extraordinary journey.